So hold on, this is Travis's show. He's gonna be late for his own fucking funeral.
I know, right?
What movie is that from? Goodfellas.
Good. Okay. Starting from my left with 1. When your number comes up, you go.
Just so you know, Paulie, you're creating 6 different timelines.
Of course I am, Aaron. 2.
Stop!
Get off me, Matt!
Got him! Go, go, go! We don't have much time!
The little Tiger Toys handheld.
Hey, y'all hear me?
Hello? Negative. We're all fine down here in Studio B. How are you?
You know I'm not a gamer. Come on, Matt, let's do ours.
Take the bass line out. Let it bump, though.
I think most of us will agree that there are 2 things in our everyday lives that you do not fuck with. Someone's money and someone's food. Enter Matt Lampe, exit his professionalism. Matt is an expert in money management. He's also tenured in avoiding hospitality fuckery. Guy's a music teacher, for God's sake. I believe he teaches the trombone. How can you not trust a guy like that? Hey, Matt.
Thank you. Damn glad to be here. As you and I both know, we both have worked in the service industry, hospitality, and specifically. What's that?
Casino business. We ain't fucking going back. Fuck that place. I'm just kidding.
No. I'm just saying that we worked in that business for a long time.
Yep.
And so all I want to convey to the people out there is just like what Aaron's talking about. Don't fuck with people that handle your shit. Yes. Food and drink in your body, you need to be exceptionally nice to the person that's helping you out.
I've actually worked in kitchens before. I was a cook for a while, and this was at the very beginning of me working there. I had seen some crazy stuff. People dropping meatloaf on the floor and just picking it up and throwing it on a sandwich. It's crazy. That happens at the restaurant. Can you imagine what happens at, like, the slaughterhouse or the processing plant?
I do not want to even imagine that.
Right.
Just because we've all had to read whatever book that was about the Chicago slaughterhouses in high school. It talks about all the meat packaging places in Chicago back in like their working conditions back in, like, I don't know, the early 20th century. And that's what really spawned the union movements and really helped to improve the working conditions of things like slaughterhouses.
So I'm assuming some human remains were probably put in there by accident.
I don't remember all the details, but yes, let's just say it's safe to say that it's
okay.
It's pretty gross.
Yeah, those places are creepy, like super creepy. And some of those, especially like in the older South, they'll turn these old slaughterhouses into like restaurants, bars. I know there's Bobby Mackey's. I think that's in Kentucky. It was a river of blood going through that, and then you build, a restaurant on there.
Yeah, seems safe, right?
Yeah. Have you ever had an incident when you had a problem with a bartender?
Trying to think of anything specific. Nothing personally. So it's just basically stories from other people.
Right.
Most of the time, bartenders are they're either super busy and just trying to give out all the drinks, or I don't have a bar that I go to a lot.
Right.
So it's like they're not standoffish, but they're really just trying to take care of their customers that are there on, a day in, day out basis. That's not me. So I haven't had the pleasure of having a bartender that really knows Matt Lampe, other than the ones that I've worked with in the past, and that doesn't count.
Oh, being at our previous job, you mean?
Exactly.
Well, I know you're not. Well, I don't drink, and you're not a big drinker. I've noticed since I have quit drinking that just being in a bar and seeing how obnoxious just people are. I never thought I saw myself as obnoxious. You can really get on a bartender's nerves. And do you know the myth that bartenders hear everything? Have you heard that?
No, I have not. Please, or it's a
And,
superpower.
Well, and it kind of got embarrassing. I went on a date a month ago, and this girl was into, not into girls, but she appreciated, how pretty a woman looked. Well, the bartender had a very nice chest, and this bartender walked 15, 20 feet away. There was music playing, glasses clinking. And the girl I was with, looked over at me and said real quietly, "Did you see the tits on her?" I said, yeah. And I look out at the bartender. She turned her head and smiled. And I go, "You talk too loud." And the bartender turns around and go, "Yes, you do. My tits are great." I was like, Jesus Christ.
Oh,
So you really have to kind of watch what you say. But they're animals. They love to party.
Yes.
So,
Every single one that I've ever met, they enjoy the company of others outside of their workplace. We'll just put it that way.
so I did ask her, what customers do, what is it that customers do that annoy bartenders when they order? Being obnoxious, banging your glass.
Yeah.
A least favorite drink to make, I think she said it was like a mojito.
Really? I love those. Uh-oh.
Yeah, just a lot of different liquors. Also, big pet peeve is if you have somebody that orders a huge drink order, if that last drink just happens to be a Guinness, you're going to be very unhappy because it takes forever to pour a Guinness. That Guinness could have been filling up while she was making you 13 other drinks.
Yeah.
Again, don't yell, "Hey." Bang your glass on the counter. Not going to get a response. And
Well, when you talk to her later, here's
Mhm.
what I want you to see if she would appreciate this, and I'm sure she will.
Mhm.
So, one of my buddies that I used to work with, he is from good old Alton, Illinois, much to the same like Paulie, but he still lives there. Anyway, so what he would do anytime he would go to a bar is he would just set his beer on the bar itself, and then underneath was just cash. And so that way, anytime that he needed a refill, he would just move his glass forward on the bar, up, like towards the edge,
Mhm.
and with the cash already underneath. So that way the bartender would be able to just do it in one fell swoop.
I felt pretty good actually tonight because, but I tipped her $100 last year, and I tipped her $100 before I left tonight. She refused to take it, so I Venmo'd it to her. It's like, sorry, you already fucking got it. Okay, what is the best tip you've ever gotten?
Best one. Yeah. And I've had.
I gave you 100 for Christmas.
You did. Yes, you
And
did.
guess what time of year it is, right?
Oh, stop it. No way. Don't even think about it. Don't even think about that shit.
Shut up.
You shut up.
So, how I want to do that though?
And live.
You heard this.
So I'm not taking. I said, "Jen, unlock your car. Throw it in your car."
Right.
Yeah. So I found her on Venmo, and I said, "Well, it's already sent, so don't deny it."
Yeah.
And no, that's it's too nice. I get it.
Yeah.
And whatnot. I'm from the school of the hard knocks.
Well, I will tell you, Aaron,
What's that?
that you probably don't know this,
Uh-huh.
but a lot of times in regards to financial coaching, there are lots of ups and downs as far as income is concerned.
See, I need to hear this. Go ahead, preach, Matthew.
Sure. So what I do in the meantime when I'm on a lull is I go out and I deliver for Grubhub.
Mm-hmm.
I love delivering for Grubhub. It is the easiest job in the entire world. I will tell you that.
You just go pick up food and drop it off, huh?
Pretty much. And now with the pandemic, I don't even have to talk to people. It's awesome.
How do I apply?
Grubhub. I'm sure it's just grubhub.com.
Yeah,
But-
I being working nights and everything. That does sound like a good idea. I would never Uber. It's just
No, my car doesn't qualify for Uber.
yeah. I got a lot of
Yeah, you're a filthy animal. Got it.
yeah. I'm a savage beast.
Yeah, it's the way my wife is too. She's got her car is god awful. I'm not saying that mine is much better, but
Yeah, yeah.
the kids are in her car the most.
How much has that changed your living since you're making that money now?
Absolutely. So
Are
essentially,
you a lot more comfortable, or are you just it's able to get a few bills paid off?
we're able to get a few bills paid off.
Well, in these times, yeah, that's a big deal.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is Rachel still working?
Yes, 100%. So essentially, I am doing bookkeeping as one of the offerings that I am available to do for people for a service, basically.
Okay.
I consider that my job, basically, is to just say, hey, this is one of the best things that you could do based on your current situation, because everybody's going to be in a different spot. The advice that one person needs to hear is going to be something completely different for Aaron.
You've done a lot, Matt. So you were a teacher. How long were you a teacher for?
I taught for one full school year. Can you imagine? One full school year?
Why'd you only give it 1 year?
Well, let's go deep here, Aaron.
Okay.
So I taught for 1 year, took place for somebody who went on sabbatical. And so, of course, they returned from their said sabbatical. And I didn't really thoroughly enjoy the school district that I was working with, which shall go unnamed. And so I had to work. And that's when I stumbled upon the casino.
Isn't that weird? I thought the same thing when I first started. I went to school for business, and then 2/3 of our current working life at a place that I never thought I would be.
No. Well, the crazy thing is within the first, 6 months of working at the casino, you start off working or earning less than you did as a teacher, but very quickly I out-earned myself compared to a teacher's salary.
Yeah.
So it was much more lucrative to stay in the casino industry.
That's true. When I started in ballet, I was making, I think an hour was like $2.17 an hour plus tips. But I'm working 4 12-hour shifts, but I'm going home with $300 in cash every night.
Yeah.
You only have to claim $27. And then once I became a lead, this was in 2002, I'm making $7.50 an hour. Plus, I'm getting 60% of the pooled top car money. So I'm basically making in cash, because I did it for a year after I did my taxes. It was something like 46. This is just cash. It was $47,000 in 1 year, cash.
Yeah, and that doesn't even include your base salary.
No, it doesn't include my $7.25 an hour, and I was working tons of overtime, so I get a $900 check. And we got paid weekly.
Yeah.
It was bonkers. So yeah, I could see how someone could get pulled into that. But then, it makes it hard to get a house, especially like when you're in ballet. But you were in so many different areas of that business. Yeah, now this is kind of off topic, but I'm curious, just because that you were a listener before you came on. How often were you listening? I know we worked together.
Yeah.
So I don't know. You hear us all the time. Sometimes I would see Thomas all the time. Sometimes the shit he said wasn't funny to me because he's funny all the time. So it's like you hear us talk, and what'd you think of the show personally?
So when we first started, or when Paulie first started, I should say, it was I just wanted to support my friend and listen to the show as often as I could. And, there were times where I would go months without listening. And so essentially he would come to me, he would say, oh yeah, hey, we put out the Halloween slasher story. I was like, oh man, I've been so busy at work, because that's when I primarily listened to it, that I haven't had an opportunity to listen to that particular episode. But every once in a while, I would just, go through a spurt, and I would listen to 10 episodes in one day. And I would listen to everything at 1.5 speed. So it took me forever to figure out who the heck Norco Killer was.
Yeah, I didn't want to know.
Correct.
Paul was, and I know you didn't want to know who Jirok was.
Nope,
You're
and
like,
I still don't know who Jirok is.
Yeah, Johnny K was like, "Don't tell me. I don't want to know. I don't want to
Yep.
know." So for the
Just
longest time,
leave the mystery alive.
well, no, it was just weird because Norco sounds like a 45-year-old smoker. And that's what I had pictured in my head, and then when I found out, when Paul told me it was, I was like, "Get the fuck out of here!"
Yeah.
It would make sense why he friend requested me on Facebook, and I just declined it. I don't know you, dude, but
Yeah.
I do. I did.
Yes, you do. You know exactly who he is.
That's so funny. No, I was just curious kind of on what being on the outside. But
Yeah,
then again, like I said, we're all friends, so you're not going to be hypercritical of.
No. So, yeah, at the beginning, it was just, hey, I want to support my friend. And then over the course of time, it was like, the first episodes, were they good? No, of course not. But Paulie was doing a thing, and that's awesome. And I want to support him in pursuing it. And if I can support him in any way, shape, or form, the only way I know how to do that is by listening to the actual episodes themselves.
Right.
And so, I was just continuing to do that over time. And I was never available because I was always working when you guys were recording. But I would have loved to participate during any recording sessions up until, of course, beginning of this year. And that's basically when we started having some time.
Yeah, I'm glad you came on. You brought some intelligence to this fucking group of clowns. But we ask for feedback all the time. People, they got things going on. No one's writing feedback. So that's why I ask you, because you were a listener for so long. Now, I had also talked to, I'll probably cut this out. I don't know. Fuck it, it's after dark. We don't
cut jack.
Nope. All right. So I had asked Brian, because I was like, maybe I should lay off the after dark because I don't know how well received it is. And, I'm not trying to start my own podcast. It's one of those things that we're all working. Paulie's working. Editing is a bitch. There's no way I'm venturing out on my own. We're all friends. You guys are my friends.
That's not your goal.
No, but if I could get your personal feedback.
The episodes with you and Sin are awesome. Sin is he's fun to listen to. I don't know why. Yes.
I don't know. The whole thing about podcasting is that you want, as a listener, you want to feel like you're eavesdropping on a conversation.
Right. And that's what all the miscellaneous podcast is, period,
right.
The end.
Right.
But with Sin are awesome, in my opinion. And then the only other thing that I would try to venture out and get is a female voice. I know it's like kind of cliche in these days, but
on this,
in the podcast period.
Yes, I have. It's funny you bring that up because I've been, no offense.
And we've got Cupcake, of course. Everybody loves Cupcake, but she doesn't talk on the show. And a lot of times we're busy talking and we don't necessarily see her comments.
Right. I agree. I think, and I've thought this since I got on. Yeah. No, we need a single girl.
Yeah. No, you're right. And it should be somebody that's not, involved with any one of us.
Right. The reason I said single is because now being single and dating in the past 6 months, 3 or 4 girls have broke up with me because what I said on the show. And I have to explain. I have to explain to them. Not everything I say on the show is so literal. We are making jokes. On the Thanksgiving show, they were asking me what I've been up to, and I said, I got my dick stuck in a glory hole, right?
Yeah, down in Mexico, right?
No, Arby's is what.
Oh, was the Arby's? Okay.
On Chippewa. But
I thought it was Mexico for some reason.
No. And after that episode aired, the girl I was seeing, I had swung by her job to, say hello. I hadn't seen her for a couple days, and this is the woman who was turned on by her watching her boyfriend have sex with other women.
Yeah, I
which
remember.
I can't put myself there, man.
No,
That's
that's a line.
yeah.
Some people can cross it. That's not me.
Nope. No, not at all. There's no way I'd be able to do it. So anyway, while she's sitting there talking to me, I'm scratching some scratch offs, and she kind of taps me on the arm, and she looks at me and she goes, "It's okay. I don't mind if you put your dick in a glory hole." I go, "Are you serious? I didn't put my dick in a glory hole. It was a joke. Like, you really think I'm putting my dick in fucking bathroom stalls and getting blown?"
No.
I said, no, but it's okay if you did it. I'm like, okay, well, that's not okay that you're okay with it.
Right.
Weird. People are so odd.
They are.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Yeah. Anybody I've met since then, it's like, you've got to separate me. So that's why I think we should have a female who is not in a relationship, because that boyfriend she's talking to a bunch of guys, they're all making jokes, and then he's going to have a problem. It happens all the time.
Yeah.
Giving it back too late for slipping so slack.
Hello. I'm the Bald Bookkeeper, and I have one simple question for you today. Are you afraid and avoiding your money problems? If so, then we definitely need to have a conversation. And that's all it is, a conversation. I offer a free consultation to all my customers and hopefully future clients. I can be reached at 314-265-6317 or info@baldbookkeeper.com.
You see, every time the beat go,
Obladi, oblada, life goes on. Brah. Insert it. No?
Huh?
You don't know that one? Obladi,
No.
oblada, the Beatles?
No, I don't listen to the Beatles. I know. I should have, but
Yeah, you should.
I didn't.
It's a good song. It was also the theme song to some 90s show. It's completely escaping me right now. Oh well. Party. No, not Party of Five. All right, I gotta go to the Googleizer. Talk amongst yourselves.
How long have you been married?
It is 12 years.
Okay, so you're how old right now?
42. Just like
Oh,
Paul.
okay, so you waited a good amount of time.
Yes, I got
Were you in-
divorced.
Oh, you were
Yeah, I was-
married before.
I was married super young. I divorced even before I started working at the casino.
Oh man,
We were only married for like 2 years.
no kids though, right?
Nope. It was clean cut.
Yeah. You guys still talk? You ever run into her?
Actually, I ran into her with Rachel at the mall one time, like around Christmas time.
Really?
That was before Rachel and I were even married. It was weird.
Nah, fuck that bitch. Is Rachel hotter than her?
Well, duh.
Okay. Well, I don't. Well,
Why would you know, right?
Right. Yeah, that had her ego.
Yeah.
Women notice that stuff.
Yeah.
They'll be honest with themselves, like, "Oh, she's prettier than me." That's right,
Mm-hmm.
and she's not retarded. Yeah, I'll look back sometimes at the people that I, had dated and thought I would get serious with, and then years go by, I'm like, what the fuck was I thinking? Oh,
You
I
just
wasn't.
don't know.
My dick was thinking for me.
That's right. You were thinking with the thing between your legs.
Yep. But your dick isn't getting any and gets mad and is gonna, hey, I'm gonna pack my balls and leave if we don't get any of this. So
I'm going to become a eunuch. The TV show is Life Goes On. How
Mhm.
appropriately named to use that song that Aaron doesn't know.
No.
Yeah. Well, we kind of went off the rails. We started talking about, which is completely appropriate for the Miscellaneous podcast. We always stay on subject matter.
You know what really kind of chapped my ass today, because I texted him early before I left work. I said, "So are we recording today?" "Yep, at 4:00. I stayed up. I got all my equipment set up, got organized 10 minutes before. No, I'm in the
I
middle
got
of
to take a nap.
I was
Yep.
like, okay.
Yep. I was like, oh, snap. I was sitting at my computer ready to go.
Yeah. Well, here's what we'll do, because I know you're always ready to go. And the one night we were supposed to get on and none of us got on, because I was waiting for somebody to get on so I could hop on, but no one ever got on. So I guess if we agree to do a time, just jump on, stay on there for 5 minutes. If no one shows up, then leave.
Yeah, give them the professor courtesy of 5-10 minutes.
Yeah.
Wait, none of you are college professors, so I'm going to give you the 5-minute rule. You're lucky if you're a, what is it? A TA.
Tits and ass? I'm just kidding.
Oh, teacher assistant? No? Okay.
So those miscellaneous podcast intros that I sent you, I'm going to read.
Oh, did you?
I'm the ones with me with the auto-tune.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm going to redo them. Because those 3 I just recorded just off the cuff. I recorded 3 in a row.
I thought they were great.
Nah, it was okay. It had potential.
Right.
I'm going to have to peel that onion.
Yeah, just clean up the dead air a little bit.
Yeah. And my voice, it's not great, even with autotune. How much bullshit is that?
Oh, don't sell yourself short. You did the Welcome to the Miscellaneous Podcast auto-tune, didn't you? I can tell it's your voice.
Yeah, the After Dark one.
Yeah, that one's good.
Yeah. Welcome to the Miscellaneous Podcast. That did the job.
Yeah. It's time for a change. That's what you're telling me?
I don't know. Maybe I guess the way I think about it is when I took those, what was I going for, like a month or two?
Well,
When I took that time off,
to stick your dick in a glory hole. Got it. Go.
Yeah. Which everyone was cool with.
Yeah.
I kind of just wanted to sit back and evaluate, one, how I sound, how I presented myself. And I sounded just, it was making me sick to my stomach. I felt embarrassed. So that's when I was I need to come up with some more substance. Jokes and everything are fine. You and I are having a serious conversation. I mean, this isn't a comedy hour, but I don't know. I just felt like I needed to
recalibrate.
Yeah, I needed a reset for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
Well, there's some great things out there. I don't know the name of the book, but essentially the best way to expand yourself is to slow down, to speed up.
Yeah, and I've noticed that just with speech patterns, instead of saying and just be quiet.
Yeah. Silence is a great tool for all of us to use.
Yeah. It's all about timing.
Mm-hmm. Timing and allows your brain to process and think.
Yeah, that's my problem. I'm a mush mouth, and my brain's moving faster than my mouth can move.
Well, I am a coach, so it's like this is kind of my wheelhouse. So there you go.
Now you see now, you done fucked up, you know that, don't you?
Even samurais in Japan, when kids were training to become samurais, part of their training was they had to be a sex slave to the male samurai. And it's the bullshit in Greece. It was okay to be a pedophile. Why is something so rampant abnormal, but it's so fucking common, it seems like?
Well, it's just like the Lolita Express with Epstein.
Right, but what I'm saying is that if they're considering a sexual, it's a condition. It's just odd that there's so many people out there that hide that you have no idea.
Right. I think it has more to do with exerting their power over someone that has virtually no power at all. Yeah.
Probably abused.
Yep. Yeah.
So many, though.
And they just look for
someone they can take advantage of.
Exactly. Whether they're homeless teenagers, lots of homeless kids. A lot of them, that's, with the human trafficking that was happening in Mexico with all the people and those great migrations coming up to the United States.
Yeah.
Most of those kids that came up and got to the other side of the border, most of them, they didn't even have their parents with them.
Mhm.
Their
Yeah.
parents were long gone. They just used the kids to get across the border.
Yeah.
And then they left them for, we'll just call them concentration camps.
Yeah.
And it's
those-
despicable.
yeah,
and
those
it's
ice
not-
cages.
Yeah. And it's not the United States was doing the best that they could for those children. Now,
Right.
I'm not going to say that's all of them, but it's going to be the majority were fitting that bill.
Recently read a statistic because the news was there's missing kids, blah blah blah. There's missing kids. Yes, there are a lot of missing kids. I believe the number was it's like 880 to 800, basically about 900,000 kids go missing every year. 99.9% of them are found alive. Did you know that? I had no clue.
Right. That's awesome.
Because it's just miscommunication. Kids do run away. They're using that one number and just completely, disregarding that actual success rate. One kid's too many. So
Sure. With kids, it's just like your heart goes out for that kid more than anything else.
they're weak, they're innocent, they don't know what's going on. They're told to trust adults, so they're being betrayed, isolated. And their brains are developing and they're being mentally abused. It's far worse than just the sexual assault. You are completely changing and destroying this person's personality.
Right.
And
From this point forward.
And these fuckers are getting 3 years. You know what I'm saying? Getting out in 2.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of crazy world are we living in? That's fucking okay.
I don't know.
You know what cures pedophilia? Bullet.
They've also done chemical castration.
Yeah. I think that guy, that weirdo who he's now a transgender. The guy who claimed to have killed JonBenet Ramsey, that really weird teacher guy who was also a pedophile. Yeah, he got himself chemically castrated.
Yeah.
They apparently said the same thing about Michael Jackson because he wanted to be able to control the urges.
Well, I know that I've seen interviews with pedophiles,
Mm-hmm.
and the only thing that they seek is to be around children, to have the opportunity to find a child who might be susceptible to whatever lures, suggestions that they have in their tool belt, that they're going to be able to get this kid to build trust over time and eventually start small and then open the gates.
Now here's something we hope you'll really like.
There aren't as many serial killers as there were in the 70s. It seems like there were a lot more because people were, playing with hallucinogenics, LSD. But this serial killer, is it Sam Little?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
He's been in...
You watched that show, Mind Hunter on Netflix?
I do. I love Ed Kemper's story.
Oh, it's such a good show.
When he killed his mom and his mom's friend, cut his mom's head off and fucked her windpipe.
Yeah.
Windpipe.
Yeah. No, I know. I remember that story.
Okay, so Samuel Little is an American serial killer and serial rapist convicted in 2012 of the murders of 3 women in California between 1987 and 1989. Now, he went quiet for a long time, and they continued until 2005 and then again until 2012 to connect him to crimes. We're talking over 300 confirmed murders. It's a long fucking list.
Yeah.
And they say the ones that get away with it so easily are the ones that are dumb and just don't panic.
Right. They don't make mistakes, but
they might leave a fingerprint, some DNA, but they don't tell anybody. That's
right. Got to keep your mouth shut.
Or just, don't kill people. That'd be cool.
Well, there's that too.
Yeah.
That's option number 1.
even with hopefully even with CRISPR, these designer babies, when China's using them to design, allegedly, to kind of design soldiers for, obviously they want to militarize it. Maybe that's something that they can find that genome and fucking get rid of it. I don't know.
Who knows?
I don't know, but it seems like going and you fix something like that, it's gonna. We're always gonna evolve, and what next step of evolution is gonna branch off of that.
Oh yeah,
but no, is it still out?
I'm not sure.
Probably.
I saw it. It was pretty bright.
Yep. Why do they call it the Christmas star? What's the name of the actual star?
It's not a star. It's Jupiter and Saturn align.
Oh, then that's bullshit. Don't call it a star, buddy.
I don't know. That's just what its nickname is.
A shiny planet.
2 shiny planets.
There's one more secret I feel I have to share with you. I did not care for The Godfather.
What?
Did not care for The Godfather.
How can you even say that, Dad?
Didn't like it.
Peter, it's so good. It's like the perfect movie.
This is what everyone always says. Whenever they say,
Robert De Niro, Al Pacino. I mean, you never see Robert Duvall.
Fine actor. Did not like the movie.